Hey YouTube, welcome to part 5 of my 10-day Fizzbuzz challenge, where I'm trying to basically do the Fizzbuzz challenge in as many different languages as possible in 10 days. You can join along if you like. So this language that I'm going to do for this video is C#, so .NET. The previous 4 videos I did JavaScript, Python, C++, and C. Okay. So let's get started. And to make this challenge a little bit harder on myself, I'm using Vim with a blank Vim RC. Now there is one modification I'm going to make for this, and that's I'm just going to put a command in there to set the tab stop equal to 4, because what I'm going to do now is .NET new console. I'm going to do an output, and we'll call this Fizzbuzz. So this is going to go ahead and create the program for us. And their tabs are set to 4 tabs. So I just want to be consistent with it. So let's see. We have that folder Fizzbuzz. I'm going to cd into Fizzbuzz. And then here, the file I want to open with Vim is program.cs. Okay. So I'm going to go down here. Let's delete that line. Okay, so let's just go down here and set tab stop equal to 4. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start with a for loop. So I'm going to say for, and then I'll have an integer I equal to 1. I is going to be less than 101. Now, let me explain this a little bit. Let me back up. So the Fizzbuzz challenge is you're going to write a program that prints out numbers running through a loop that prints out numbers 1 to 100, except for numbers divisible by 3, by 5, or 3 and 5. So if they're divisible by 3, you're going to print fizz. If they're divisible by 5, you're going to print buzz. And if they're divisible by 3 and 5, you're going to print fizzbuzz instead of the number. Okay, so that's what we're trying to do with the Fizzbuzz challenge. It's kind of maybe an easier interview question that they might ask in tech interviews, and I'm trying to go through it and do it in as many languages as possible. All right, so we're going to do a for loop to start. We want I to start at 1 and to go through the loop until 100. So I is going to be, we want the loop to run till I reaches 100. So that's why I put I is less than 101. Okay, we're going to increase I by 1 each time through the loop. Okay, and you notice .NET, it follows the similar notation. It's C#, it's a C kind of notation. And okay, so now we have some conditionals. So we're going to do an if, else if, else conditionals. And basically, the first condition that I'm going to put, and I'll explain this in a minute, I'll say if I modulo 3, if that equals 0, and I modulo 5 equals 0, then we're going to run some code. Okay, and we're going to basically say console.write line, and then we'll write Fizzbuzz. Okay, and the reason why we're doing this is that we want the condition of being divided by 3 and 5 to come first. The way it works in these if-else-if statements is if it meets the first statement, it hits that one, does whatever the code is, and ignores the other stuff. Okay, so if I put just divided by 3 first, and I had the number 15, which is divisible by 3 and 5, I should be getting Fizzbuzz instead of 15. What would happen is that if I had divisible by 3 just by itself, and I said console.writeLine fizz, for 15 you'd have fizz, because it would meet that first condition and it would just ignore the other conditions. So we have to do if divided by 3 and 5. If it's divisible by both of those, we have to do that condition first. Now, if it's just divisible by 3 or just divisible by 5, it won't meet this first condition, so it'll skip to the next condition. Okay, and the next condition I'm going to put is else if I modulo 3, if that equals 0. So in that case, we're going to console.writeLine just fizz. Okay. Next condition is going to be if I is divisible by 5. And what I'm doing here is I'm writing this this percentage sign, and basically what that means is that's modulo or modulus. Basically, it means that if I divide I by 5 in this case, and I get a remainder of 0, that's what that's saying, and I get a remainder of 0, then do this code. Okay, so if it's divisible by 5, you will get a remainder of 0. So in, for instance, 20. If you divide 20 by 5, you're going to get 4 with a remainder of 0. 20 is divisible by 5, all right? So what I'm saying is, this is saying if it's divisible by 5, but it's saying it by saying if the remainder is 0, okay? All right, so I'm going to just console.writeLine buzz this time. Okay, and then finally, if it meets none of these conditions, so if it meets none of these conditions, we're just going to console.writeLine the variable I. So we're just going to print out the number, okay? And so let's go through. Program looks good. Okay, so now we're going to quit out of Vim, and I'm going to run .NET build to build the program. It's going to take a moment. Okay, 0 warnings, that's always good. And we'll go .NET run. And it's going to take a moment. And there you go. All right, so you see we started at 1. We go 1, 2, fizz. 3 is divisible by 3. 4, buzz. 5 is divisible by 5. 6 is divisible by 3, fizz. 7, 8, fizz. 9 is divisible by 3. 10, buzz. 11, 12, fizz. 13, 14, 15 is Fizzbuzz because it's divisible by both. We see 30 is Fizzbuzz, and we go up all the numbers who are divisible by 3 or 5. We're either doing fizz or buzz. They're both Fizzbuzz. And then we get to 98, and then 99 is divisible by 3, so we get a fizz. 100 is divisible by 5, so we get buzz. So that's how to do the Fizzbuzz challenge in .NET. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. And thanks again for watching. Have a great day.